I'm ready.
All right.
How many of you need one other thing added to your busy class schedule? Well, I'm sorry to have to inform you that beginning this very moment, each of you, under the sound of my voice, must volunteer a minimum of 2 days a week at some church in whatever area that you choose. My service learning is very important to me, and I caution you to listen attentively and not miss this valuable opportunity in learning how you, each of you, can provide assistance to those in need of your ability, your learning, and your services. My name is Betty A. Tollfree. I am a non-traditional student in the Intro to Communications class here at the University of Arkansas, Little Rock. And today I'm going to enlighten you on my volunteer experience, which is ongoing. First, I will quickly tell you how we use the ACS Church Management System and accounting software to run our church. Secondly, I will tell you about the communication principle and concept that connects back to my service learning experience along with two concepts. And then finally, I will tell you about the communication concept and ethical implications that I feel that I can improve on. If any of you or your relatives attend church, then you understand the importance, or you should, the importance of church accounting software to run the church. If not, you will by the end of my speech. The mission of my church, according to the Doctrine and Discipline of the African Methodist Episcopal Church 2016, it states, the mission of the AME Church is to minister to the social, spiritual, and physical development of all people. I accomplish the mission of my church by giving and presenting them, the members, with a statement at the end of each year, which is used for their tax purposes. Normally, what's required of me when I go in to do my service, I go into the church, I go into the church office, and awaiting there for me is a stack of envelopes like the one you see. I sit down and I enter all of those envelopes into the system, along with whether or not they're a member or a visitor, their name and address, the amount of money they gave, along with the date, and of course what ministry they want their funds directed to. Moving on, all of this information is important to the members and to you if you should decide to give to a church, because you have the satisfaction of knowing at any time a specific detailed request for information can and will be provided. The relative communication principle that I chose is messages are adaptive in different ways to achieve similar results. The definition according to the ULR Department of Applied Communication Survival Guide 2018 is, there are many different ways to achieve a particular outcome. The symbolic nature of communication allows us a variety of approaches. As communicators, we are able to adapt one message to connect with a variety of different people. Also, because we as unique communicators are constantly changed by our experiences, we cannot communicate the same message in exactly the same way again. Let me give you an example. Members of the church come seeking my spiritual advice on situations other than what I'm able to provide for them through the ACS accounting software. The first communication concept I chose is, believe it or not, personality. And the definition according to Adler, Rotman, and Dupree 2017 is the set of enduring characteristics that define a person's temperament, thought processes, and social behaviors. Proof of this can be seen in my personality, which allows me to communicate with just about anybody and everybody. The second communication concept I chose is organization, which according to Adler, Rotman, and Dupree, 2017, is a perceptual process of organizing stimuli into patterns. An example of this would be my ability to manage my thoughts, for without this quality, believe me, y'all, it would be impossible for me to do what I do and take this class. Moving on again, the service I provide is done with honesty, integrity, reliability, respect, and trustworthiness, because I care for and understand the needs of the people that I serve. When it comes to improving my communication, one concept that I could work on is listening for sure. The definition, according to Adler, Rotman, and Dupree, 2017, is the process wherein the brain reconstructs electrochemical impulses generated by hearing into representation of the original sound and gives them meaning. I chose this concept in regards to my service learning because I had, listen to this, two members of the very same family who came to me with the very same request at different times. Had I been listening, I would have realized that they each requested the same information, and it would have saved me double work. The ethical implication I chose is concern for community. And according to UALR's Department of Applied Communication Survival Guide 2018 is committing to the practice of daily actions, interactions, and performances of engaged citizens that promote a co-created community experience. I could improve by actively pursuing members of the community to become members of our church, especially the young people. For on Sunday mornings, you can see them running up and down the street in the neighborhood in nobody's church. In closing, take a look at my church family. I told you about my volunteer experience there at Bethel AME Church. I told you about the communication principles and concepts applied and connected to that experience, as well as the concepts and ethical implications that I can improve on. Now, remember in the beginning when I told you that each of you will be required to volunteer a minimum of 2 hours at somebody's church in the area that you so chose? Just kidding.